Hi, welcome to my channel Cloud with Girish. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add Postman extension to your VS Code tool so that you can develop and test the API from VS Code without leaving the dev environment or having the need to invoke the API outside of VS Code tool. Developing and testing API from VS Code will help expedite API code development, bug fixes, and testing process. I have this workshop in two parts. In the first part, we will configure Postman extension for VS Code. In part 2, I will demonstrate creating an AWS HTTP API and test payload using HTTP endpoint using the Postman extension in VS Code. Let's get started. Start your VS Code, click on extension icon, search for Postman extension, click on install. It will install the extension. You should see a screen similar to what I'm showing in this tutorial. Once installed, you will see extension in the list in the toolbar. Click on Postman extension. At this point, it will ask you to either sign in or create an account. If you already have an account with Postman, you can sign in and you will see the screen similar to this that will show you your existing collection in your Postman account. You can add a new API request or select one from your existing collection. Provide endpoint for your API and required parameter in the query string. Hit send and watch for the response being written. Let's see it in action. I will start my VS Code. I already have Postman extension configured. So we will open the extension, pass the endpoint of an HTTP API that I already have in my AWS account. We will invoke that API with all the required parameters, and we will validate the extension. I'm starting my VS Code. I will click on Postman extension. I already have signed into my account, so I can either pass a new HTTP request or I can select one from my existing collection. I'm gonna pass a new HTTPI that I already have in my AWS account. I'm gonna pass a state abbreviation of OH, and once I invoke this API, I expect a response of full state name to be written. So let's click on send. As you can see, it's returning me the state name, and that's what I expect this API to return. If I change the abbreviation to a different state, my response should be updated, and it is updated. Your Postman extension is all configured and ready to use. At this point, you can develop and test API from your integrated development tool, VS Code. In the next video, I will demonstrate how to create an AWS HTTP API and test the endpoint using Postman in VS Code. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.